Hello, happy Sunday once again, my beautiful and amazing people. Happy Sunday to Table Talk with Rita Felehara. Today we're going to be talking about choosing an important spouse. So we're going to come back to it. So right now we're trying to connect. We're still waiting on some people to connect. We have some guests that will be joining us. So I will go back again and welcome you guys once again. This is Table Talk with Rita Felehara, CEO and founder of Daughters of Sierra Leone. So please bear with us. We're still trying to connect some people. We are still waiting. I want to thank PROIB Blog, Born to Blog, for connecting us today and Daughters of Sierra Leone. So if you are watching us, we want to welcome you and thank you for joining us today. So today our topic is going to be choosing an accountability partner. So we all know what that means. So get ready with all your comments, all the comments, send it through. So choosing an accountability partner. So today here with me, I have with me, just a minute, Mr. Samuel Omotoshore that is joining us. Samuel.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Ms. Rita Feleara, for this opportunity. Once again, I am Samuel Omotosho. I am an HR professional. I work with Advanced Nigeria, and I also work with Daughters of Sierra Leone. It's fantastic to be here. I will learn from other persons coming on board, and I know it's going to be impactful. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Samuel. Today, like I just said, we're going to be talking about choosing an accountability partner. So, if you all know what that is. So, if you're trying to choose someone, so make sure that person is accountable. You can hold that person accountable for whatever it is. It could be work, it could be anything. So, accountability, it's a very, very strong word. So, Mrs. Samuel, I will let us just dive into it a little bit on the topic, please. Samuel? Samuel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we can go ahead into the today's topic, accountability partner, choosing an accountability partner. So if we want to go ahead and start.
Thank you so much. Every day we live with people, and individually we have our visions for our lives. We have our visions, our goals set for our career, for family, for everything that has to do with us. So at the beginning of every year, everybody says, "Oh, these are my New Year resolutions." All right, these are things that I intend to achieve this year. These are things that I plan to do. But sometimes we just set those goals, we set those plans, and it looks like those things are never coming to pass. And sometimes we feel, oh, because I have these plans in my head, I put them in paper so I can go out to achieve them. All of us need one person, all of us need one another, because it is not it is easy to say that, oh, I want to do this, but doing that same thing that you plan to do is another ball game entirely. And like I normally tell people, one is too small a number to do something amazing. Actually, I got that from John Maxwell's book, the teamwork, 23 laws of teamwork, right? If I didn't mix something up there. I just know that book is about teamwork, and it said one is too small a number to do something phenomenal. So if at all we want to achieve our goal, we want to set and achieve goal for life, for family, then there is need for this person we call accountability partner. So who is an accountability partner? Accountability partner is someone you share your goals and your aspirations with, and he ensures that he commits himself to make sure you achieve those goals. This person is someone that is not envious of you, is not jealous of you, is someone that want to see you progress. It's someone that wants to see you achieve your set goals. Is ready to celebrate your success with you, is ready to scold you even when you're not doing it right. So it's someone that you can call a confidant, and someone that can give you honest criticism, if you understand. So he is an accountability partner, and I will not mince words when it comes to this. Every one of us, we need an accountability partner. It is very sacrosanct. Let me stop there. We still have other persons that will say one or two things about it, but I know that tonight, get ready for an impactful section.
And thank you, Samuel. For those of you that are watching, you are watching Table Talk with Rita Fela CEO and founders of Daughters of Sierra Leone. So if you're watching, happy Sunday. You're watching from PROIB Blog. If you're watching from Bantu Blood and from Daughters of Sierra Leone and from my platform, Rita Fela Official. I want to welcome you and happy Sunday to you. So we're talking about accountability partner. And so I know it's a big, big, big word. You like Mr. Samuel Omotosho, he just talked about someone you can share your vision. And so many times, Samuel, I've heard people say that sometimes some partners are killjoy. Some partners are jealous of one another. If this person is rising up on the top, and then the other person will feel like it should be me. We've had so many cases like that. So what do you think about that, Samuel?
Yes, it's somehow somehow funny actually. Sometimes, especially, I want to guess you're referring to family spouse, right?
Yes, spouse.
Yeah, actually, for me, I think the moment we didn't get it right from the outset, the essence of marriage, then we cannot but have this kind of issue coming up in the home. Because for me, if I say I'm married to somebody, the moment I get married to that person become a part of me. So if that person is progressing, I am progressing. If I am progressing, the person is progressing. I've heard about people say, okay, uh, let me say, guys say, I cannot pray that my wife is more wealthy than me, or my wife is well to do, or is earning more than me. For me, it's not a big deal. If you are married to a princess, it means you gain access very easily to the palace. That's what it means. So if my wife is the governor, I am the first man. Don't let me say first lady. So that's how it is. That's how I see life actually. So, and I believe that if we all see that, oh, my spouse is a part of me, if I commit myself to the development of my spouse, I actually commit myself to the development of myself. So anything that she is, I am. So I think that we settle that mindset of, oh, is bigger than me, or not bigger than me. This is not even about ego here. It's not about ego. I don't see it as ego. I think it's feeling insecure or something. If my wife is
Yeah.
a billionaire, for crying out loud, I'm a husband of a billionaire. So I can spend like a billionaire because my wife is a billionaire. All right. So I think if we understand from the basis of the moment I get married to that person is a part of me. Whatever progress that person experience, I am also progressing. Whatever I achieve, she is also achieving it. So I think that will settle the case.
All right, thank you, Samuel. So while we are still waiting on for other guests to join us, Elizabeth and Collins, and Essay Ayebene to join us, we want to welcome you. This is Table Talk with Rita Felehara. So please feel free to send all your comments. So we are here to answer to all your questions. So like Samuel just talked about, we're dealing with we going on the marital part. We've seen so many times that people don't want to empower their wives. People don't want to work hard with their husbands because they felt like, okay, if my husband make it through, he will forget about me. Or if my husband make it through, this is what's going to happen. And the wife too. People have said so many times, oh, why are you empowering your wife? Her place is supposed to be only in the kitchen, you know? Why are you doing so much to make sure she is doing well in life? But when you look at it in the other way, is she can do well, like someone saying he will be the husband of the first lady, or whatever it is. So both of them complement each other. If I'm the first lady, let me use first lady of the United States, right? My husband is also, he's going to be standing right there with me. And so I don't see why should any man or any woman be jealous or feel like, oh, if she makes it, I'm going to feel the certain way. We all have different oil and different way how God wants to bless you. Probably God is using your wife to make sure you are on top of what you're doing. Probably he's going to use your husband, but because of this mindset that we have as Africans, that he only has to be the husband that has to do well, that has to provide for the family, that has to make all the decisions. You can still make decisions. We have great women that are out there that are earning figures, or a lot of figures I don't want to name, but they are still respectful to their husband. They are still submissive to their husband. They are still doing what they're supposed to do as a woman and as a mother. So I'm gonna leave it now, and then I'll have other panelists to throw light on what we are talking about. Um, Let me see. Okay. Elizabeth is showing that she's here, but I'm not seeing her. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi.
Hi,
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 Elizabeth. How are you?
fine. How are you?
Good, good, good. Good to have you here today with all the busy schedule. I would love for you to
Too?
introduce yourself to our viewers, and then we can.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. Oh, let me say hello because I don't know the time zone where you are. Okay, I'm Elizabeth Adeoye, and I'm a group training project manager with Advance International. Um, HR. I'm in the HR line of business. Okay, and also I have a YouTube channel that has to do with love and marriage. So where we do with things that has to do with marriages, myself and my husband. We throw discussions on things that has to do with marriage and relationships. So I'm here tonight, and I'm glad to be here to share out of my experience and to learn from the table. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for being here today with us. And I want to welcome you again, once again. And for those of you that are watching, this is Temple Talk with Rita Falehara, twin founders of Daughters of Sierra Leone. So if you're watching from PROIB blog, Bantu blog, and Rita Falehara official, and we have our YouTube channel as well. And before we leave, we're going to put Miss Elizabeth and her husband. They have a YouTube channel as well, and we're going to indicate all those things down below before we leave. So, Miss Elizabeth, so let's talk. So you already know what the topic is all about. So let's get this
Yes.
ball rolling. So what do you think, and what do you believe in this?
Okay, just as Samuel has said, he has said a lot of things, and I really appreciate that. He actually hit a point where he was talking about you not being when each and everybody has to have an accountability partner. Then I'm looking at it from let me say the same angle but quite different one. I'm looking at you picking your accountability partner. Because sometimes if you get it wrong choosing your accountability partner, just as if you get it wrong choosing your life partner, then you are in for a real deal. But there are a lot of things you need to put in check when you're choosing your accountability partner. Because sometimes people say, but it's different from what they do. So sometimes you are looking at them, but as human, we tend to tilt to what people do more than what they say. Let me share a life experience. Like early years of my marriage is over 7 years now. Okay, so the early years of my marriage, there was this particular pastor. He likes to preach about grace, marriages, and everyone. So myself and my husband were already getting drawn to him in church. So that period we were in mobile, so we do follow him and his family. We live in the same area then. So sometimes the way he talked to his wife right there in the car, not minding the kind of people that are in the car with him, quite alarming. He can just shout on his wife, and then I look up, who is my pastor? Did he just shout? Did she just talk to her like that? So sometimes and imagine probably my husband we have issues and he gets running by him. I can imagine where you can tell him, oh, like not to allow her tell you things to do. You shut her up when she talks, and so immediately we're like, this one can be accountability partner in the family. He's out of it. So looking at him outside, be like, oh, my pastor speaks well on the altar. He does this, he does that. He's into the, this is someone who is successful in his career. Is spiritually, you like is sound. So you might want to choose him as an accountability partner. So sometimes I feel before we choose an accountability partner, we should do a lot of things. Like one, doing a reference check. Reference check, like getting to know the person beyond maybe the platform where you met him, and trying to meet up with someone who is not judgmental. Someone said something like not choosing someone who is jealous of your vision. So that means for someone not to be jealous of your vision is someone who even has something on table. That's to be someone who is quite ahead of you, or probably you're on the same line of achievement. You cannot use someone who has not achieved up to you, and you don't expect him or her to be kind of jealous at some point. So it has to be someone who is established, someone who actually have a better understanding on a particular area of your life that you need an accountability partner. Then I get to tell people, don't mix it up. You can't mix up. You can't one accountability partner for every aspect of your life. I think I need to stop it here so we can maybe throw around it before I move on to the point that I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. So, like, we all have heard what Elizabeth she just talked about, and sometimes Elizabeth, I know sometimes our pastors, people will recommend someone to us, and we feel like this is the right decision. My pastor recommend this to me, or my brother-in-law recommend this person to me, and then when you got to meet this person, actually, this person is half of what they have said about this person. So people have, I should say, they pretend to, when they're around a certain set of group of people, they don't show themselves. And then when they're with this person, because I've had this situation with people that I know so many times, that people will say, oh, this person is nice. And when you get to meet the person, it's totally, this person is very naggy, it's very annoying. He's not what you think you want in a man or a woman. And it's so sometimes I've seen with us, we pretend a lot. We don't come out of the closet, and we tend to deceive our pastors. And so when it comes from your pastor and they say, oh, Sister Rita is a very nice person, she's loving, come out and see when Sister Rita is raising fire out of, behind behind us, right? Then you were like, oh my God, Jesus, Holy Ghost, right? So, but people pretend a lot. So what do we have to say? And you have invest time, you have invest everything that you have to invest in this relationship, and turn out to be that this person, it's not what. So sometimes people blame, oh, my pastor set me up with the wrong person. But one thing I have to say is people pretend. So I don't know what anyone has to say about this on the panelists. Someone? Elizabeth?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe let someone go first then.
Okay, Elizabeth, speak. Ladies
Okay,
first, right?
Okay. Okay. Someone allowed me to talk, so I'll just say what's in my mind. Okay, I think for me, it's never too late for us to retrace our steps. It's never too late. If someone introduced someone to you and you're not comfortable with the person, first, I feel you need to stop it at that point. Don't go ahead. Reassess everything you have done or probably carried out with the person, and start to think of how you can undo some of the things you have done. Then three, I feel you need to let the person who introduce that person to you know, so the person will not make further mistakes introducing that kind of person to other people. So you're saving yourself and you're saving the world as well. But for me, I feel even though you feel like you've done a lot of things, it's never too late to retrace your steps and reassess everything that you have done and start to take a step back and then do the things you've done with the person.
Yeah, Elizabeth, what you said is very correct. But sometimes some people are shy to actually go back to the same person and say, look, this person that you introduced to me, it's not what it is, right? Let's say if it's coming from your pastor, trust me, you don't want to go back and say, Pastor, this is not working out, and start giving um the whole itinerary and downloading, like, oh, this person was this person was that, this person was that. And for us as Africans, then right away we felt like, oh, you have the problem, right? So because you've been introduced to Brother Adekule before and you didn't do well, and but at Dimole, you didn't do well as well. So they already know that it's a problem. And for us men as well, they already introduce you to so many beautiful ladies. So I've seen situations like that whereby the person get frustrated and the person felt like, you know what? I'm not gonna just say anything. I'm just gonna deal with it. And the end of the day, it didn't work out. So what do we have to say about that?
Okay, let me allow someone take it on first. I
Samuel,
want to look at it from some of the points I wrote down here before I answer the question.
no problem. Samuel.
I really like what Elizabeth really said the other time, stating that you have to undo some of the things you've done with the person. For me, sometimes in life it get twisted somehow. But one thing that is very clear is that I can't say because I am supposed to be in a place at a point in time. Let's say I have an event. Okay, for example, yesterday, I told you I went out yesterday, Mama. Fine. Elizabeth, we were together yesterday. We were going to a place. We had a meeting somewhere. But unfortunately, we missed the road. We were going the wrong way and we really traveled far. But because that was not the place we planned to go, we had to turn back and try to follow the map until we got to where we were going. So we wouldn't say because we have gone that far, we can't go back to go to where we were going. So I want to say this: no matter how far you have gone in the relationship, no matter how much you have invested in terms of time and resources into an accountability partner, you think that okay, this should work, and you feel it's not working, it's never too late to end it there. Because the more you continue to try to make it work, the more you realize that it can never work. And it will continue to haunt you because you continue to feel bad and feel bitter about it. So the best thing is that you stop it there. And that's why it's better, like she said earlier, to do your due diligence before you even say, okay, this person should be your accountability partner. Me, I appreciate a kind of accountability partner that probably it grows into that relationship. Let me cite an example. I have a friend that we met at a place of work. We are just friends, but most time if you want to do something very, maybe a project, it will involve me just to put eye on the project. So most of the time, sometimes because the guy knows that sometimes he can be handling multiple projects together and get things mixed up. So for me, what I do is I just maybe weekly or twice a month, like, guy, how far? What about this? You said you want to do this, and this. You have done this, I've marked it, you have not done this and this. Do you understand? So I don't even know I was doing the work of an accountability partner. And we were like that. Later on, I started involving him in my project too. Do you know, we are best of friends now, we are colleagues, and we do this perfectly well. And there was never a time we said, okay, guy, you will be my accountability partner. You, I'm going to be your accountability partner. But the fact is just that the relationship of our friendship at work grew into being accountable to one another, to each other rather. So I feel I appreciate that more, but I will never say that is the best because the fact that it works for me doesn't mean it will work for every other person. So if yours is like you have observed someone, you have researched that person and you feel that person is the best fit for you to be your accountability partner, fine, you can walk up to him and let him know what you want him to do in your life. Probably like Elizabeth has said, maybe it's in the aspect of your career. This person is doing well in his career and is a line of your career that you want to start as well, or you envision to see yourself in the future. That person can help you through, like show you what he has done in the past and how you can do it better, learn from his mistakes, and learn things that he has done perfectly well too. But if it's happened to be someone that happened to be a friend, or that kind of example that I've given too, it's cool. But one thing is very, very sacrosanct. Ensure that you do your due diligence before you allow anyone into your life, because actually it's your life. It is not only marriage that you say, okay, this guy is in my life, or my spouse is in my life. Anybody that takes your time, that you invest your resources, emotion, and attention, actually is part of your life. So doing due diligence is very important.
Thank you, Samuel. Samuel, thank you so much. I hope viewers, you are learning a lot, and I know sometimes we felt like, oh, I don't want to speak up. So, like you heard our sister Elizabeth, she talked about speaking up. Tell whoever introduced to this you to this person. Let them know what are your challenges. What are you going through with this person? Because the silence, when you silence, you felt like, because I felt like a lot of us Africans, we die into silence. We don't like to speak up. We felt like, oh, you know what? If I tell this person that this person is not, it doesn't matter. You can be on date 30 times. If it's not working, it is not working. Move on. Move on, because sometimes we feel like, oh, you know what, I'm 30 already and they already introduced me to this person. Trust me, what you don't want to do is settle down with somebody that you don't care for, that you don't even love. That's the worstest thing that anybody could wish for anybody. Okay, so if you know that you're not happy with this person that you're with, and it's very hard. For a long time, all my siblings, everybody got married before me, and I was telling my dad, I don't want to get married. And for African parents, they think something is wrong with you, right? And when I find that right person, that I feel like, okay, this is someone I'm going to live with, then think about it. Like, you're living with this person. It's been 1 year, 2 years, 5, 6, 7. The days are going. And to me, I'm clapping for myself because I've done a great job. Because little things like will just trigger me, because living by yourself for over let's say 30 years, and you getting to marry to someone that is living with you, you guys are living together, and this person has his own habits. So to top it up, like, I always clap for myself. I tell myself every day, like, oh, you've done well. Like, that's the greatest achievement that anyone I have achieved. Always laughing. I have a dream. I am so proud of myself, because guess what? I found an accountability partner that I can hold responsible any day, anytime. I can call him, hi, Chief, look, come and give me. You understand? So that's what with the, and Elizabeth and Samuel as well. So for me, my prayers is for you to find that someone, man, woman, for you to find that someone that can give you accountability of everything, So I find mine. So you find yours. Complain a lot, like Elizabeth say. Tell whoever introduced you to that person, hey, look, this person is not good. This person is a if you're not complaining, you're not telling this person like, hey, look, I don't like this person. This person is AS, whatever. But if you're not saying anything, a silent mouth, you're not saying anything, the person feel like you are happy with the relationship. And a lot of people are settled with the wrong person, and then 10 years down the line, you cannot change anyone. Okay, sometimes people ask me, oh, it's gonna change. It's not gonna change. She's not gonna change. If that person is who she is, that's who she's gonna be like. So Elizabeth, I will hand it over to you, so for you to add on to what we all have talked about. Elizabeth.
Set. when he said that you should do your own due diligence. And as Mama has said, that everybody, you need to get yourself an accountability partner. But I feel the problem is the getting. It's not accept. I like the words you use. You know, they always say a verb is a doing word. Getting an accountability partner is quite different from accepting an accountability partner. So before you accept, you get. That means you earn. You do every necessary thing you need to do. And hallelujah, African has gone past the years where our parents chooses our partner for us. I'll say 90% of Africans now, they allow their children to bring in who they actually believe you have accept. So to me, I think we are leaving out the point of assessment too much before we launch into any relationship, whether you were introduced to the person or you saw the person or you met somewhere. There are a lot of things we need to look into. We are rather subjective when doing our assessment than being objective. And I feel the problem is we are rather not objective because we are yet to even run assessments for ourselves. There's this book I read by T.D. Jakes, Before You Say I Do. He said that you should do analysis of yourself. You should know who you are first before you even know who complements you. So if we are taking this accountability partner into the point of relationship, then we are talking about the first level, which is you. Mama says something, I appreciate myself. How many times do you even appreciate yourself? How well do you love yourself? Sometimes people run into relationship thinking that is where they find happiness. The happiness starts from you. It's from within to the from within you before you can even extend it to someone else. So you have to check yourself. Who am I? What do I like to do? What's my plan for the future? How do I want to live my life? Then you can think of someone who complements you, someone who fits into this. But rather, we much I think then ladies especially, we like to live like a mirror of men. We always take that. I think it's an African thing. We are groomed in a way whereby we tell ladies, you have to be or just stay behind, like the shadow rather. That you have to be the shadow of your man, just stay behind. No, everyone needs to come out of the shell, and we have to bring. What do you have? What are you bringing to the table? So right from the point of courtship or dating, I don't know the word to use. You know, you have to do your account. You start stating the account. What are you bringing to the table? What am I bringing to the table? What do we do? So the assessment is from every point in time. Like when I was going to get married, myself and my husband, during our courtship, I know how much he earns, you know how much I earn. Okay, right from courtship, we've been planning our finances. So a lot of things we've been discussing together, we've been stating together, you know, we sat down because we know it's a very important part of our lives. So I feel it's an individual thing. So it's a problem caused by the person sometimes if we do not do our right assessment before we go ahead to accept whoever is introduced to us or whatever is thrown at us. So I feel that is just my contribution on that particular point.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you. Thank you. I would wonder this is something that we really don't talk about as Africans, and we felt like, oh, we should not talk about it. You talk about you bringing everything on the table and talk about what she has and what he's handing and she's handing and talk about it. We don't talk about that. We felt like, oh no, it's okay. No, it's not okay. And to me, what makes me feel good and what have kept me in marriage all these years, I'm happy with myself. I always tell myself I could do better. And one thing that I always tell my other partner, I always tell them, like, make me a better wife, make me a better woman. Because when you leave it up to them, don't just take credit for everything, and you just don't say, you know what, I'm this, I'm that. You trying to be all bougie and be cute about it and all that stuff. And sometimes these things come back and fall back and hurt you back in the face. I tell my husband every day, and would I marry this man if there's another life? I will. Because you know why? He is whatever I'm looking for a husband. He support me in whatever I do, and we work together as partners. We listen to each other. Listening is a very good thing, and for African women and men, we don't like to talk. We felt like, oh, when your wife say, oh baby, let's talk, and sometimes you guys want to talk about figures, you guys want to talk about how can we move this family forward, what do we want to see in the next 5 years, have plans that's as family. We don't do that. We just believe like, oh, if I ask my husband how much he's making and let's talk about finance, and he felt like, oh, I'm a gold digger. Honey, it's better for him to think you're a gold digger than a gold loser, because you trying to protect what you guys have. He has the right to know what you're handing. So the secrecy, and we felt like, oh, I'm making $20. You tell your husband you're making $19 an hour, and I feel like it's wrong. As Christians and whatever you believe, I'm a Christian, and I felt like for you to be open to your spouse and let your spouse know, hey, I got paid $20. This is this, and don't take it like this $20 is mine and it's mine alone. What have helped me in my marriage is, even if I have $50 billion today, I'll bring it home and say, hey babe, this is $50,000. What are our plans? What are we going to do with it? So if you always been the selfish person, I have $20,000, I want to eat it up on all by myself. You're not going to be successful in whatever relationship you're in, because you just be like, okay, I have $20,000. Money, whatever, money has never been my issue in a marriage, and I just be open. He's the same way. Whatever he has, he bring it on the table. So for those that are looking up, okay, you feel like, okay, you've made this much money, you don't want to sit on any man, or any man that feel like you've made it so far, you like, you have all these figures going on for you, you don't want to make it. There it's a partner for everyone, but you just have to identify what you're looking for. Elizabeth have talked about it, Samuel have talked about it. It's only you have to identify what you want in a relationship or as a partner, accountability partner, then you can go from there. But if you didn't identify and you already have a problem, and guess what, you meet someone, honey, that's not going to happen, because you have your own personality, and you felt like, you know what, I got this all, I'm going to do by myself, I'm making six figures every month. Guess what, I don't care, you make six figures, a woman, you need a man to be by your side. A man, you need a woman to be by your side. So it doesn't matter. So if you felt like, okay, I've make it by, but guess what? When it's night, you need someone to be by you. And so it's the same to women. So we need each other. We complement each other. For some of us that are in marriage, like we look at it every day. For every day I miss my other half, and I said I can ask God for anything more than having him in my life, because when I have him in my life, I've changed so much. Things that I said that I wouldn't do, like I'm actually, like I'm walking into it. Like when I met my husband, I started going to I was going to church before. I was going to Samuel had been in my church before. Samuel, correct? He's been in my church before, and getting into the other part and getting to know the Lord more. And I felt like, wow, this is the experience, because my mom, she's a Muslim, and married to my dad, she's a Christian, and she reconverts herself to Christianity. And so when that happened, so I didn't know anything better. So the better thing that I could ever have in marriage, by marrying my husband, he actually led me into actual Christianity. And now I'll be the one that wake him up like, oh, we have to pray. Oh, this prayer is going on. So that's an amazing feeling for every woman to feel that you have accomplished. Sometimes it's not even monetary, but little things that your spouse do in your life, and you get to appreciate them for who they are. And for me, I have accomplished a lot because guess what? I thank God that I married this man because when I was praying for a spouse, I was not praying for a millionaire. I was praying for someone that knows God. And I've not shared that my team knows, people that have worked with me, they know that I always pray for someone that knows God. And when God gives me somebody that knows God, that is the best feeling you can have ever. So, Elizabeth, I will leave it up to you for you to contribute to what we just talked about.
Hoops. Okay, I think Mama is kind of leading us into the spiritual aspect, right? The spiritual aspect. As you're saying that, then I started getting charged. Uh, okay, I was speaking with a colleague of mine, like, was it last week or last week, and she was asking me, she asked me a particular question that, okay, how do I manage my own? How do I manage my own with everything I'm involved? She knows I have a YouTube channel. She knows that the nature of my job. She knows quite some things about me, and then she asked me how I get to manage everything. No, I just told her because I have a supportive partner. And together, we have a plan, we have a mission, and the number one thing on our list is first we seek God, and when you seek God, every other thing follow. So as Mama was saying, I pray to God to give me someone that knows Him. So it's one key thing on my prayer list. Then when I was looking up to God for a partner, I was like, I want a man that loves you, a man after your own heart. So the truth is, a man that knows God will not hurt you. A man that knows God will respect you because you understand the passage that actually taught him to be that he's out to be the right man. What you are supposed to do as a man, what you are supposed to do as a woman. So some of us just like it's like we flip through the Bible and we just really we don't imbibe it into our way of living. So a man who fears God, a man who understands God, will know how to treat you. But for us, sometimes we feel like everything is kind of physical. But I told that also that see, the spiritual controls the physical. We were first a spiritual being before we became this physical. We have this physical look that we have right now. So the spiritual speaks volume a lot, which we do not put our eyes to. So you have this physical body, so you can move around, you can evolve on earth. But as well, the spiritual power of you is there that controls a lot of things. But the truth is, if you don't tilt toward it, then the word teaches you what to do. The word tells you to slap and then you go ahead to slap. The word tells you to leave and then you leave. I think it's part of the point I wrote down here that even sometimes when people tell you, maybe introduce someone to you, it depends on you as well, how alert you are in the spirit to know if this person is the right person for me. And sometimes even the spirit helps us to know some relationships that are short term and some relationships that are long term. Like some people are just there to be your friends. Not everybody can be your soulmate. Not everybody can take up that seat to be your man. So you really need to take your time to analyze this particular guy. Is it the one for me? No, it's not. You do your analysis there. At that particular age that we are in, I feel we always have a lot of teachers, admirers, and then we get things mixed up. So someone who ought to have ended up as a friend is not ending up as a husband, probably because he was always taking you out, always buying you things, lavishing you with his money, was telling you, I earn 6 figures, like Mama said, and then you feel like you can never earn the 6 figures, and who loves I think it's the man, and then you leave out the right one for you. So I feel we need to key more into the spiritual aspect as well when we are choosing our partner. But tilting into the point I said that we have a temporary accountability partner and permanent accountability partner. I think the relationship I had before my husband, I always say something that yet we did not end up together because I was like, this guy is not just for me. But I learned something. He shaped me as well to be a better person. So the relationship was short term because yes, it wasn't meant to be a long term thing. Because if it was meant to be a long term thing, then he would have probably show forth some pictures that I want, we would have been able to reason out things. So, but then I just noticed that this one can never be someone that we are accountable to, or we are accountable to me, and the two of us together will be accountable to God in the long term. There will be a problem. So we have to still be very strong on our analysis and praying to God to help us in every decision that we make in life. So I don't know if Samuel wants to throw more light as the man to throw us more light. Probably we are speaking from the aspect of the woman. So maybe Samuel will give us a point from the man too.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth. Let me add Francis that is joining us from Maryland. Francis. Hey, Francis.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing, guys?
Welcome. Good. Welcome. So, Francis, you've been in marriage, and so do you have anything to add to what we just talked about?
First and foremost, I'm very much appreciate for you guys to give me this platform.
Francis, just a minute. If someone is not talking, let's just mute. If we are not speaking, because we are having like a bad signal. We're having a signal at the back. Okay, good.
You're not hearing from me.
I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I said, first and foremost, I want to thank you for adding me to this program. It was amazing. Since last week, Sunday, you know that we had a topic the last Sunday, and me and another colleague, Mr. Cole, IB and others, and also you. So what I want to say is that I don't have much to say. I just want to listen to some people from there, and I can pick it up from there.
Okay.
But that's what I want to do today. So I want to wait and see. Then from there, I pick it from there. Then I will give my own comments, because for now I don't want to say anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard what my sister was saying just now, but I did not understand exactly what.
Okay, you just joining in. Okay,
she's trying to say. So you have to give people time,
to digest.
Yeah. So you people that already started it, let me listen, then I can come in.
Okay, no problem, Francis.
Yeah.
So we just want to acknowledge that you are here and you are part of the panelists. So thank you, Francis. So Mr. Choko, that is he's sending his message from London. He's watching us. And Aminata F as well. She's watching us. She's thanking us as well. And we have, if we cannot read your comments, so please bear with us. It's a lot to deal with, and we are trying our best. Especially me, I'm trying my best.
Of course, you are everything now.
Make sure like you connecting, you like phone is ringing and all that. So I want to give myself applause. And you know why I like to clap for myself all the time? It's just like a motivation. I feel good, like clapping for myself and
motivation. Motivation is the key.
I feel yes. And for a lot of us women or men out there that you feel like, okay, whatever you're doing, you don't give yourself a props or like tell yourself you're good in what you're doing. And for me, that has helped me a lot. To me, to see who I am and what I will become and what I will become 20 years from now. And I'm going to leave more than that. But that have helped me a lot. So for those of you that are watching, start with yourself first. Don't say I'm looking for a husband and you don't have a good character, and work on yourself first. Or don't say I'm looking for a spouse that you don't even love yourself first. Love yourself first. And people say self-love. Don't just preach about it, but act it. I have acted this so many times because growing up, I feel like, okay, I'm beautiful, or I'm smart, or I'm going to make it in life. Trust me, honey. No matter what you do in life, you need that companion. And why do I say you need a companion? You need someone that is going to be by your side, that is going to tell you. So that's what we talk about, accountability partner. So please don't give up on yourself. Don't say, oh, I give up. Oh, I've dated 50 times. Trust me, honey. You can date 50 times. You can date a million times. Nobody even know. You, the person that is going on a date, know how many times you've dated this person, or you've dated this person, it didn't work out. It doesn't matter. You can date as much as you want. If you didn't find the right person, don't settle for less. Don't settle for less. If you settle for less, you're going to be in this marriage and you're going to say, you know what, I should have not. And a lot of things that are happening now, a lot of women, you want to settle down. A lot of men, you feel like age is not on your side. You want to settle down. Don't do that. You can settle down with somebody that you want to be with. The worst thing that you can do for yourself, settle down with somebody that doesn't believe what you believe in, somebody that doesn't love you, somebody that doesn't even give a I don't want to say the word, give us s about you. And guess what? You're screwed for life. And for me, I always use myself as an example. So for those of you that are watching, that are listening to what we have to say, for me, I like to give myself an example because I've come a very long way. And for me to be where I'm at, I could have not done it. Yeah, despite you smart, despite you know what you're doing. I could have not done it without my husband, because he's that person. Right now, I've been gone for over 5 weeks. He's home taking care of the boys, making sure everyone is okay. So tell me, how much? What can I ask for? What else can I ask for? That a supporting person, you have a spouse that support what you do and what you believe in. If you say, "Oh, babe, I'm going to Hawaii tomorrow," he's like, "Okay, I'm here. What do you need me for me to do for you?" So with that, what can any woman like ask for? That's a joy. I've been away for 5 weeks. And I'm so excited. I'm going home next week, right? I'm so excited to meet with my family, all the boys. I have all boys. By the way, for some of you, that's what I'm saying, the boys. I have all boys. I don't have no girl. I'm the only woman in the house. And I just thank God for God to give me to this person and that loves me unconditionally, that support, not only love me, that support what I do and what I stand for. So for any woman, my prayer, or for any man, my prayer is for you to find that partner that can understand you, that can believe in what you do. And sometimes so many people have said to him like, "Oh, you are over empowering your wife, she's doing too much. She wants to go here today, she wants to be here tomorrow." But I thank God that he has a mind of his own. That's one thing we should pray for. We should pray for a spouse that have a mind of their own. No matter what anybody says to them, they just be like, okay, they listen, but they're not gonna take it to action. So that's another thing that I thank God for. So for when we're praying for spouse, when you're praying for whoever you believe that you want to settle down with, because it's hard. Marriage is hard. You know why it's hard? If you settle down to somebody that you don't even like, you don't even love, trust me, it's so annoying. As much as I love my husband, but guess what? He's annoying. And I see that so many times. I was like, oh my God, why did I marry to this guy? And then guess what? I take my step back and I say, why did I marry to this man? This man is a loving person. This man is a great man. This man has a fear of God in him. So that's why I fall in love with this guy. So all those things. So I'm gonna leave it to other panelists to say enough of my own story. I like to tell story a lot because guess what? It will help someone. I believe sometimes some people are, oh, she brags so much. I have every reason to brag because guess what? When God bless you with something, if you're not testifying, that is not good. So I'm blessed with a great man of God. And I am happy that I waited. I didn't get married the time I'm supposed to marry because I would have missed my own spouse. So I thank God for that. So I will leave it to Elizabeth or Francis wants to listen. So Elizabeth, I will leave it up to you.
Okay, thank you, Mama. Just as you shared that you're away, I hope Mama will bring a lot of goodies for her, so she's coming back.
I will. I will. I
Okay.
will.
All right, just as you shared, I think last year, all through last year, I was away from Nigeria. I returned this year. From office, I had to be away from my family for 10 months.
Wow.
I was away, and guess what? My husband took charge. He took care of the kids that even when I returned, I became jealous of him. Like, oh wow, the kids are all over you. Like they just want to daddy, they want to play with daddy. But that wouldn't have been I wouldn't have been able to achieve it all if I had no supportive man. You know,
Mhm.
when I was to travel, that I even told my dad that I'll be away, so you might not see me for a couple of times. Oh, okay, are you sure? Oh well, you and your husband, you guys, the way you're together, nobody can tell you what to do. You just stop it there. But there's some of our friends, and close links that told my husband, like, oh, would you allow that? And he told them, why not? She's a woman, she's an eagle, she's allowed to fly. Who keeps an eagle down? When he called me and he told me that, no, I was moved to tears, like, what? You said all that? I said, yeah, I need to make them understand. I don't need to keep quiet when people ask me, why will you allow your wife? I need to tell them you're an eagle. You need to soar. We
Wow.
fly. We don't sit down.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel if we do not get a partner who believes in us, it's a problem. That is why I wrote down this point. I think I'm gonna read it out. I said if you hide your thoughts, your
Mhm.
feelings, your wrongdoings, your personality, and so on. If you hide all this from your partner, from your accountability partner, you have defeated the purpose of having one.
Hmm.
Let
Very
your
strong.
partner know your feelings. Let your partner know your thoughts. Let your partner know your wrongdoings. Let your partner know your personality. Let your partner know what you can do and what you
No,
cannot
you
do.
cannot
When you
do.
tell my husband that, oh, Elizabeth insulted someone, he'll like, wait, chill. We started it.
Ma.
But when you tell him, I asked Elizabeth to do this and she did not do it, she's been headstrong. He will tell you, oh, she's a challenger. She's
Right.
headstrong. You get it? So let your partner know what you're capable of doing. Sometimes because we hide ourselves a lot, sometimes we hide it because, oh, I feel it will be scared away my success or my achievements to scare him off. Oh, let it scare poor girl. If he's so scared, let him go. If she's so scared of your success, let her go. You should have someone who is not scared or not enviable of your achievements. You should have someone who is ready to support your achievements. So when the
True.
person knows your worth, when it's time for you maybe to take the next maybe challenge to go on the next project, it won't be a problem because the person understands who you are. Sometimes when my husband tells me I want to do this, I don't stop him because I know that is who he is. Stopping him is like killing someone, killing something inside of him. So
True.
sometimes if our partner does not understand our thoughts, do not know our feelings, do not know what we've done, does not know like what we're capable of doing, sometimes we should not take an offense when they do not believe in what we can do because they've
Mhm.
never seen us do something. They've never seen us do something. Another
True.
thing I want to share is okay, I think when we got married and we're going to choose the church we're going to attend, my husband made a big decision for me because I sing and it was like if I'm to go to his church, I won't be able to sing. Because in his church, their style of music, they do not use some instruments, and their way of worship is kind of different from where I worship. It was like, oh, you can't come to my church. And we made a decision, the church to go to, that will support me and help me to continue in my line of ministry. So I feel we need to put a lot of things on the table
Hmm.
and see how confident your partner is with everything. So whichever one you have a problem with, just take it now.
Hmm.
Take it now. Let me know. Do you have a problem with me because I sing? Do you have a problem with me because I dance? Do you have a problem with me because I'm tech savvy? Do you have a problem with me because I'm outspoken? Do you have a problem with me because I'm a manager? Do you have a problem with me because I'm just a sexual? If you have a problem, please go. My God is too big for me to be small. So I Yeah. So if we can communicate all this during our courtship, hopefully to help us a lot. So
Oh my
that's just
God.
what I have to say at this point.
Right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for those of you that are watching. You were watching Table Talk with Rita Felihara. We have Mr. Shoko that is watching us from the UK. And he's saying that he's watching the show as well. And for Aminata F. Jawara, she's saying that keep up the good work. And let me see. Hawanatu, very impressive. And Mr. Shokol is again saying again, good job, you know. So we have people that are watching us. We watching from different platforms. People are watching from different platforms. So I've learned a lot today, and what I have to say, and I'm going to give other panelists to actually talk about their own experience. For me, this is a very touching. I don't know he's gonna be. It's this is gonna be so touching for me. For me, I believe in relationship, and I believe in working towards relationship to grow to however you want the relationship to grow. And for some of us, we give up so um, early. When I married my husband is from Delta State, Nigeria. I'm a Sierra Leonean by birth, Sierra Leonean by birth, Nigerian by marriage, and I'm naturalized in the U.S. And what's a great combination, right? Jollof rice, mix it up, right? And to me, I tell myself, it's a love you. I tell myself I can't do anything better. You know, I'm a Wafarian. Worry. Uh-huh. You all know. For those of you that are Nigerians that are watching, you know, I just love the culture. And so for me, when we got married, for what was a problem in our marriage is communication. When he says something, and I've lived, could you imagine? I've lived here for like 20 years. And so we were having communication issues by when he says something, you all know what worry is now. When they talk so strong, they come out strong. So that was a big problem for me. So I get to understand that, okay, this is how they talk and this is how they are. So what I did was I tried to tell him, like, listen, this is how I wanted to be talked to. I don't want for you to address me this way. I don't like it. It's unladylike. And guess what? We have walked towards that part. And he has learned, he wants to learn. And some of our men, some of our women, we hide things a lot behind the closet. Show your partner who you are. Like Miss Elizabeth talked about, if they say certain things about her husband will say she can do that, she cannot do that. So let your wife or your partner you want to marry to let them know who you are. Don't hide under the closet because I don't like surprises. I like for me to know what I'm getting into. When I've been into it, then you show me your true color, honey. No, I don't like that. I like for you to show me who you are. Don't come out for me under the closet and say, oh, I'm this. No, I'm not going to have that. So let me know who you are. Come out of the closet. Tell this person if you have a temper issue. My husband has a very bad temper issue. And but when we talking all the time, I'm that woman that is stepping on his toe. Don't say anything. I'm stepping on him. Like, don't say anything. And the husband that he has become through the years is a great husband. But would I if I have temper too, would I be with him today? No. Would I have able to deal with that BS? No, I would have not able to deal with it. Because even his family members, he has 7 sisters. I have 7 tigresses. I call them tigresses because they are if you do something, Elizabeth, they are coming, wow, ready to wow. But I am able to be in this for this long. So to God be the glory. I am in it and I will be in it and we will be in it forever. So what I'm saying,
Amen.
I know sometimes some people are like, what is she saying? I like to use myself an example because you know what? I have done it. So you can do it as well. It is not hard. You just have to able to say, you know what, I love this person. Look beside what he's doing and correct him. How can you correct him? in a nicer tone. Don't say, this man is a rubbish man, yeah, man, useless man, all this kind of bad words. Say, you know what, honey? I love you. I think you can do better. But just use your words in this way and he will get it. But don't just be rude about it because you are the one that is correcting and you feel like you're the smarter one and you correcting him. So you have to have an attitude like, oh yeah, I'm the star. No. I correct my husband, he corrects me as well. And what it is like, sometimes people like, oh, these are power couple, but to God be the glory, we are not power couple. We're still learning and we still want to learn. And do I happy of being there today? The decision that I made, being in the US here, going all the way to Warri. I don't have relations there. I have family in Nigeria. It was a big risk. It was a big challenge for me. So for those of you that are believing that you have someone somewhere, you don't want to take that bold step, your destiny is in your hands. And I took mine and it worked for me. And I believe it will work for you. You have to take that bold step. I take the bold step and we're celebrating our 10-year marriage anniversary. If I didn't do that bold step and take the bull by the horn, I will not. People tell me you're not from Nigeria, it's not going to work, he's going to leave you, he's going to this. We have 3 wise men. I call my boys wise men because they are wise men. And I'm really grateful that I make that bold step. Everybody discouraged me, but I didn't give up. Everybody say whatever they have to say to me, but I didn't give up. And one thing that make us, me and my husband, we look at what people are going to say. What are they going to say? What are they going to laugh? They didn't laugh. Next year, we will celebrate our 10th year anniversary. How can you shout? I am shouting. I will be shouting even more. Hey, how can you dance? Marriage is a beautiful thing. It's all how you want it to work for you. And it's how you position it to be. Relationship. When me and my, like, even up till now, Elizabeth, people ask me, are you guys boyfriend and girlfriend? I say I wish, but I'm happy. And you can be happy too. But let's just change. I know we women, especially what I'm saying for women, we have this strong personality. We don't want to see it. If we feel like we are career women, we don't want to listen to our husbands. If we feel like, oh, this, every morning before I go, I'm out of state. And before I go out, I call my husband, babe, what should I do? And he gives me that message for the day. And with that message, trust me, Elizabeth, I'm winning. When I go, I'm stepping into the realm. For people that have worked with me, they be like, Mama, you are bragging. It's good to brag. When you have a good someone, it's good to brag. It's allowed. Let me brag. Let me say what I want to say. Because you know what? I like sometimes people say like, Mama, why she didn't marry Sierra Leoneans? They are great Sierra Leoneans, but they are not for me. My destiny is in Nigeria, and so I accept it. So for those of you that want to marry someone from another country, don't limit yourself. Don't tell yourself you have to marry from where you are from. Or from Nigeria, I say you don't want to marry Sierra Leone. No, it is wrong, because guess what? I listen to myself and I tell, have I dated Sierra Leone men before? Oh, yes. And not even poor ones, so not poor ones. Very sound in the country, very yeah, you understand, Elizabeth? But I didn't choose that. I choose my part, my destiny, what God has destined for me. But look at it today. I have 3 wise men. They are Nigerian, right? So I don't look up to say, it doesn't matter if you are from Tanzania, follow your dream. Because guess what? You are the only person that are accountable for your decisions. So I am happy that I made that decision. I'm not saying Sierra Leone men are not good. That's not what I'm saying. They are great, but it was just that when it comes to choosing my spouse and what God has for me was in Nigeria. And I am happy to be a Nigerian by marriage. And I am happy to be a Sierra Leonean by birth, and I am happy as well to be a United States citizen as well. I naturalized here. So, Elizabeth, I'll leave it to you, and you can have your
Okay, I
business.
think I will start with saying we'll give Mama a pot of Ofe Nsala, white soup, special word to say thank you for marrying us and you're so proud of us.
I am.
Yeah. So we'll give you special pot of Ofe Nsala. So you step it down with correct Eba. Or Samuel, which one? Eba or Aku? We give Mama that. Okay,
Mm.
for
So
me,
Gary we do.
Gary will do.
Somebody, did you
Okay.
say Gary? Somebody, did you say Gary? Really? You tried.
Okay, I'm looking at my notes here, and the point to which Mama said some things, a lot of things now, and it tilted me back to my definition, the definition I put down here. I said that accountability partner is someone who supports another person to keep or be faithful and to have progress on a desired goal. So I think when we are into a relationship or even in our marriage, for those that are married, because at the point of our discussion, Mama says something like, when you're in it and you feel it's wrong, then you can do assessment. You can retrace your steps to know where you got it all wrong. Okay, so I feel for married ones and those that are still about to choose or probably you're engaged, look at the last point in the definition, a desired goal, not just a goal, a desired goal. The first thing is you have a goal, your partner have a goal. How can you work on these goals to be the desired goal for your marriage? That will be your focus point. That will be what drives you guys. It will be but what you guys should be accountable for. You check yourselves and like, oh babe, you said you want to do this, you want to do that, or what are you doing on it? Do you need any support? How do you want me to come in? How do you want me, to support you, or what advice what would you like me to do? Like, but because we do not just have a goal, our goal is just let me be in a relationship. Let me just get married and take that out of my plate. Everyone is asking me when am I going to get married. So let me take that out of my plate and I'm fine. No, you need to have a goal because that is what will keep you, your partner, for your partner to keep you, your partner needs to see something. You need to put the seed in the ground. You cannot be waiting for the fruit when you've not placed your seed in the ground. You cannot even be waiting on God to water the seed. God will be looking at the two of you like, are you guys okay? No seed in the ground. You want me to pour water on what? So you need God to water it, put the seed in the ground. Then you guys will be looking forward to the fruit. So for your partner to keep you or to be faithful to the desired goal, that means you have something you are working on. Relationship is not just about hanging out, it's not just Mama said a lot of things that you have to put into making a choice then. And see, she's happy, everyone is happy. I'm sure the entire family, our friends, they are so happy. I'm sure if she's to do analysis, she would even have people that are looking up to her like, oh, I just love their marriage. I want my marriage to be fashion after theirs because they're seeing the way they live together, they love each other, they adore each other, and they want the best out of others. So the way you present your relationship or the way you allow your partner into or the let me say how much of you letting your partner into your space determines you guys output. Allowing your partner into your space. The problem is we always want our space. So we try to cover it and like, oh, just hold your space. But there's not how you guys will make if you close the space. So you need to let your partner into your space and your partner needs to let you into his space. Then you can be accountable to each other. Like, what have you done? And sometimes we feel accountability is just only about our the achievements we can count. Mama said something, and it's very important that when she met her husband, it has helped her spiritual life a lot. She now knows the Lord and she loves the Lord more. Accountability is all around, not just maybe in the things we can count, our finances, our emotions. I don't know if we were listening well to when she talked about temperament. Likewise, my husband too, when we got married, it was fast to anger. But sometimes to me, it's not, it's not a negative emotion. We need to just check what's the cause, what trigger. Our upbringings, our upbringings are quite different.
Different.
The way I was brought up is different from the way he was brought up. Like in my family where I grew up, my dad and my mom, they just chase themselves up and down with throwing pillows, and they'll be doing points. Oh, I won, you won, always playing around that. Even with the children, we do the count. Oh, mom, that is winning now. And then, no, are you people supporting your father? You should support me. I grew up in that kind of family where we play a lot together and everything. So I think that helped me a lot to be, emotionally.
You might be meeting someone who is not. You need to understand what contributed or what triggered that. Then we work around it. At some point when I was not getting it well, sometimes when he's angry, then I'm hungry too. I told myself, oh, do I really want this marriage to work? Then I have to listen. So I calm down, I listen to him, I understand his point. When he's all calm, then I go to him and tell him, guy, you said this, you said that. I really don't like it. Don't you think we should have said it this way? I understand your point. You really have a point, but why not let's view it from this point? And everything worked out. I would say is more calm than I am now. So sometimes we should not see our marriage like once we just get into it, everything will be all better versus it won't be from the very beginning. We work on
Right.
each other because we are accountable to each other. We work on ourselves so we get better. So what people see is the achievement. What they see is the success, but they don't know what has been put into it. So what has been put into
Yeah.
it is what we should work on. So thank you,
Thank
Mama.
you, Elizabeth. Thank you. I'm so excited having all of you. So I have with me Mr. Samuel Omotosho, and I have with me Mr. Francis. I don't know if you guys have anything to say.
Yes, yes.
Francis?
Yes, yes. As for me, you guys said it all. You said it all. Um, there is a few questions which I want to bring to you guys. Now, you know, from what you guys are just saying, um, the most importantly, the relationship is communication skill. You know, communication very important because if there is no communication, I don't think that relationship will work. And trust, communication and trust. You have to trust the person. You are a great example because of trust that lead you today where you are. Your husband so trusts you. Look at the time that you leave him.
Yeah.
5 weeks. Was you are still happy, and he also happy with what is going on. So the most importantly is the trust. When
Yeah.
it trust, everything is work out. Everything is going to work out. Everything is
True.
going to work out. And then
Um,
the communication skill. You should
true.
always be communicating, just like what you are trying to say just now. Because
Hmm.
without communication, nothing work out. Because you have to check on the person. You have to
Right.
call. Oh, how you doing, darling? How is work today? You know, we have our own challenges. Everybody, marriage is not an easy task.
No,
It's
it's
not an
not.
easy thing. You have to really exercise patience. You really have to exercise patience. So there are there are
Um,
key there are keywords
mhm.
which I want to highlight. Exercise patience. The word exercise patient will make marriage last. When you exercise patience, because we are going to have a lot of challenges will come. A lot of challenges will come. So the challenges, the thing that's going to break it down is patience and understanding.
Sure.
So you see, you are a great example. All of us, because can learn from you guys, from you, especially the way the communication skill and all that you guys, you are enjoying your marriage. I know you have one or two fracas, but however, you have already in line for quite a long time. So you see, like what my sister was saying, that's my sister, that the trust, this trust is very important.
Mm.
When you trust someone, everything is okay, because you will never think negative.
Right.
You will never. If you don't trust the person, you always think, oh, maybe you have another side chick, something like that. Leave him alone. Trust God.
Well, Francis,
Yeah.
you talk about trust. You've talked about pretty much trust. That's what the whole issue is all about. I've had so many people. My husband is always in Delta. He's from Delta. He does business in Nigeria most of the time, and so he goes to Nigeria more often. And so people actually that are Nigerians, they will call me and say, "Oh, aren't you're not like you are you not scared that your husband is always there, you are not there, you need to go and mark your fruits, you need to go and do this." I say, the day that I'm married to this man and I take those vows, I have stepped my foot into Delta State and I have married this man. Whatever foot that I need to mark, that's an extra. I trust my husband. I've never sit down for one day and when he's going to a meeting, he calls me, "Hey, I'm going to a meeting. Um, this meeting is going to be this." Even if it's my own nonsense that I have to say, he will take that nonsense and form it into sense and take it with him. Um, I've traveled for a while now for work, and every morning that I wake up, my kids go to school by 7:30 in the morning. I'm still in the same time zone. By 6:30, um, before then, we already prayed. Me and my husband, we already do midnight prayers. 6:30, we're up. We talk about how our day, we prayed. We talk about what we want to see in our day and what we want. And to be funny is, me and my husband, we work together for quite some times, and people ask me, "How do you work with this man and you live with him in the same house, you work in the same office together, you come home to this man, how do you do it?" I say, "I don't know, like, we just do it." I just don't
It's God.
see, yeah, I just don't see, like, okay, that's my husband. But when it comes to figures, Elizabeth can, go into it and the banking system somewhat. But I just be like, what, this is my husband. We're working together. We just respect each other, and we work together. We worked together for over 4 or 5 years. We worked together, very successful business that we built together, and we do it. And it's not like, "Oh, I'm the boss, I own this, oh, this one is like this." Then you guys are going to crash, and when you crash big. And so what we have done as couples, we learn to listen to each other. Even though if I'm saying rubbish, my husband doesn't tell me in the office in front of staffs that, "Oh, what you're saying is bad, or you are not good, you're not smart enough." My husband always tell me, like, "You know what?" He always let me make those decisions, and even like our staff was like, "Oh, Mama is gonna make that decision," like, because they're not looking for him to come and say. He always put all his finance into it, but they're not looking for him to come and talk. I would be the one to come and talk, and I'd be like, "Okay, Maria, this," and I would say my thing, what I want to say. But I am happy that is he putting the finance into it? Is he the one that is doing it? Yeah, but he doesn't make, because he's the one that is doing everything. So I'm the woman, I don't have a say. You get? So I always have a say, though I have even little finance, but I always have to say the bake cake for me. And they're looking up for that. All my staff, they were like, oh, he's not gonna say anything. The wife is gonna come in and say something. So they always look for that. And that's a great thing. When even people that are closer to you, people, when I even left, people were telling him, people that I knew, friends, they were saying, now wow, this one where you left your wife even go for how many weeks self? Which kind of wife be that? I want to do blah, 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 blah. Everybody's saying their own things that they have to say. But my husband believed in me before he married me, and he still believes in me. He knows that I have a career that I have to pursue. You get? So he doesn't see it as a big deal that, and we work to our schedule. Like, okay, he wants to go to Nigeria. And what about when he goes to Nigeria all the time? I'm there with the kids. I'm watching the kids. I'm so tireless. I'm drained. But I'm there, right? But he sees, now he gets to see, like, this is the first time, like, he has to actually stay with this boys for this long. And he gets to see what I go through. No, it's not a pain back. I'm not saying there's a pain back. He gets to see what I go through. Like, I'm with these boys dropping off, picking up. If they have to go basketball, they have to do this, they have to do that, supplies and all this stuff. So that is why, for me personally, I am grateful, because he's not supposed to do that, right? But I am grateful that he's doing that and letting me pursue my vision at the same time while I'm on a wife and a mother. So for me, it's a big deal. So it's not how he does it. And sometimes some of us, we don't know how to ask. We feel like, oh, I'm supposed to do that. I'm going to do that. No, that's not the way. You ask, hey, babe, there's this thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to be in this program. I don't know your schedule, but do you think that I could go to this thing? Not, oh, I have to go or I want to go. That's not the way we ask. We ask in a nicer way, in a way that you felt like he will receive it better. But some of us, we felt like, okay, we're earning six figures, or we supposed to say this way, and I'm who I am. Even you, who you are, but you need a man, or you need someone to be by you. So for me, that have been what I use most. I know how to manipulate. If should I say I know how to manipulate my husband? I was like, hey babe, guess what? Oh, I've seen this thing. Oh, this thing is really nice. I would love to go. And he was like, oh, really? Why do you have to go? I said, you know what? This will really help us. This will really, this is about us. It's not about me. It's about us. This will really help the family. I think this will be great. Can I go? I'm not saying I'm going to go. Can I go? And then he was like, okay, yeah, I think you can go. So then that settled it, right? I'm not feeling I'm making my demands. It has to be my way. It has to be this way. Even though if he said, no, you can't go, I'm like, babe, I think, this is like, just look into it, think about it. I think this will help the family a lot down the line, the boys, and this is good. Then he would think about it. He was like, you know what, babe? I think this is great. Let's do this. So not like you pulling pressure on him, like, oh, Abiose is going, or Abiadu is going, I have to go. No, this is our job thing. No. If my husband say no, I'm sitting home. And when it comes to trust, like Francis was just mentioning, when I'm here, where I am, my hotel, my husband knows all the four corners of this hotel. If I'm leaving, if I'm going for breakfast, he knows like, oh, I'm going for breakfast. If I'm in my car, I'm driving to work. He knows he knows my time. He knows where I am at any time. If you call him, he knows that my wife is here. So it's just not overnight thing. You have to let your spouse know and trust you and believe in you that says she's not doing anything. I always tell people that are very close to me that I love who I'm with. I'm happy who I'm with, and I don't even have that drive. I work with so many men every day, and sometimes people are like, oh wow, she's so beautiful. Oh, she's so pretty. She's so this. it is for one man. And take your vow seriously. Don't say that because someone is lusting over you, you want to cheat. You can eat your cake and have it as well. You don't do that. We don't believe in that. If you're with that man, let that man know that you love him, you adore him, and you are with him forever and forever. Take your vow seriously. For those people that you are in marriage, you are sleeping out, you are doing this, or you are in relationship, you are working all these things, I don't believe in that personally. So, and I feel like if you're praying to God, say, I want God to bring changes, and you are doing things that are not right, the changes will not come. So I'll leave it to other panelists to add to what we I've just talked about and other panelists have talked about, and then we can go from there. Lisbeth.
I was
Lisbeth.
actually waiting for when you said leaving it to other panelists. I was like, probably someone
Lisbeth,
actually.
sorry. Yeah. Lisbeth.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay, should I go ahead?
Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead. Definitely.
Okay. I think it's just something little to say. I'm saying yes to everything everyone has said. Mr. Francis talked about patience, understanding, trust. Mama, you talked about listening. You talked about being probably humble in the way we make our request, and all these I feel they are attributes of a good home. What you are expected to do. I feel because we do not treat each other with respect right from relationship. That is why even in marriage we find it difficult to respect each other. And this culture we are even putting on the children because they see us and they do what they see. So that's why some of them are even disrespectful outside because they're used to it. The parents do disrespect themselves. Like the one I shared at the beginning of the meeting, I talked about the pastor that do disrespects his wife. He doesn't care when, he doesn't care where. So you just talk. So I feel it's a problem of communication they had while they were cutting and they're still having the problem understanding themselves, and also empathy. Empathy is key. If you are unable to put yourself in the shoes of your partner, there's some things you would do that you feel like you've done it well, you've done it right. Sometimes when you can think and like, oh, if this thing was done to me, how would I feel? So putting yourself in the shoes of our partner helps a lot with many decisions that we make. Like we need to empathize. Oh, will my partner feel? When you start chasing anything on the skirt, would you feel comfortable seeing your wife chasing anything in trousers as well? So I think these are questions we need to ask ourselves when we want to make the decision. Or if I go ahead and spend all this money and my partner gets to know how will he or she feel. Because if it were to be her or him, it will definitely share with me. Like Mama said, if I make a 50, I tell my spouse it's 50. I don't go ahead to tell my husband it's 40 or 49. The whole truth. You don't keep anything. The Bible says that you are now one. You are now one is still the best mathematics that nobody has been able to solve. One and one giving us one still is it's not half, it's a complete person, another complete person. That means you are coming together to still form that one, which means we have to unify every other thing. We unify our culture, we unify our finance, we unify our understanding, we unify our thoughts, we unify a lot of things so that the one will be one. I think that's my contribution on that point.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I know some of our viewers are asking for us to speak Creole. Some of our panelists doesn't speak Creole, so that is why we are communicating in English. So if you want the other version, probably we can come back with it and speak in Creole, so that way you will be able to understand what we are saying. So I'm gonna just run through a little bit of what we all just have talked about in Creole for, because we still have some people here that are watching that are speaking Creole, which is our local dialect in Sierra Leone. So just bear with me for a minute, Elizabeth Samuel and Mr. Francis understand Creole. So for una where they watch, we don't talk about relationship. We talk about accountability and for choose your partner. We don't talk about all that stuff in there. So what do we mean by that is we mean say now for trust you man, you for able forget that confidence say this man what I deal with or this woman what I deal with, this woman ki able for do things the way and once myself ki able for do the other one. If they pay you 1,000 euros, not to work like Panama talk say this 1,000, not 1,000 they pay me na 500 euros. Can't tell the man say na 1,000 euros na they pay me, or tell you web say na 1,000 euros they pay me. So that woman know what they work towards. So that it can help you relationship as well. And a lot of things then they boku things and the way I feel say you can able for let your spouse able for work with you. Not a way you talk to Santigi talk something, you can't tell the man, say not to na so Santigi talk, and we know to Santigi talk. So please, if you're in a relationship or you want to go into a relationship, you the cult, not lie to your spouse. Tell your spouse always waiting at the two. Me when they talk to you, and then they lie to me, man. I don't marry to me, man. We get three picking them. And then they lie to me, man. I tell me, man, exactly where Usa are they at that moment, and where I left that place Usa are they, I still let him know where Usa are they and Usa are they go. You they tell you partner Usa you they go. So that way that you can able for build trust. Waiting me brother Francis talk about trust. Trust na big factor na any relationship. If person not trust you, he not go able for deal with you. So you therefore create that atmosphere. Say this person trusts me, and trust you cannot force trust. You know they force the person for they trust you. You therefore earn the trust because waiting do they like it today are they able for go any partner in the world. Even if I not call me man for 1 or 2 days, my husband will not feel I'm cheating on him. He's not thinking I'm doing anything outside my marital thing. He's thinking she's resting, she's tired, she has to get herself together. But you self want to build that kind of relationship. If you resting and then your husband call you one time or your boyfriend, you didn't pick up, he's thinking you are cheating on him. That is bad. That is bad. So you want to change that mindset. How can you change that mindset? Is go back and begin do things the way not good things and make him feel say he can trust you. So trust is very important in a relationship because if trust is not important, look like with sister Elizabeth, she's traveling for 10 months, she's gone, and the husband a man deal with the picking them, right? But why in the things say Elizabeth they do anything inappropriate? Because it trusts her, right? So one, you got to make your partner trust you. So these are things them where we brought up Mr. Francis, Brother Samuel, Miss Elizabeth as well. Don't talk about. So these are all the things we've talked about. Trust, and able for make sure you pick a good partner. Sometimes don't go by if your spouse, your boyfriend say something. Sometimes we don't listen as well as women. We have a very hard head. We feel like if somebody says something, we get offended. We feel like, oh, why are you telling me this? You're not supposed to tell me this. But just listen. If you can listen, you will learn a lot. I used to be the same way, but I changed the way I think and the way I do things. And guess what? I've learned a lot and I've grown a lot and I'm still growing. So if you're watching us, just keep growing, listen more, don't talk a lot, listen to whatever your spouse, because some of them when they tell you something is actually the truth, and then just listen to that and make you weigh around with you whatever you are doing. So I know say my career is not that great, but please bear with me, I am trying. And Francis,
Yes.
Francis, I don't talk me Creole done. I don't narrate all things, Elizabeth. I've narrated everything we've talked about into one
Uh-huh.
thing, and I know my Creole is not that too, but
Yes.
I've tried. Francis, how you see the Creole?
It clear. Okay.
Clear, yeah? Okay.
Clear,
Well,
clear.
so I will have I know it's well time spent. We've been here for a while, and tomorrow is Monday, and most people have to prepare for work. Mr. Samuel is here. Mr. Shoko, thank you so much. We see all your messages, and Hawanatu Kagbo. We see your message as well. Thank you so much. So we can go all through all the messages. We've seen it all. and we really, really, really do appreciate you guys. So before we draw the curtain, is time spent is 1:30, 1:39. Where am I? So we're gonna have Samuel. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Samuel, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So before we draw the curtain, I'm gonna have you say your final words and where can our viewers follow you, and where can they get in contact with you?
Thank you so much, Mama Rita. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for that exciting and impactful session we had today. I've learned a lot, quite a lot. Thank you so much, Mr. Francis, for joining. I will say this as I conclude. I got to know something yesterday. I watched a short clip, and the person said that behind every successful man, there is a stupid woman. And that struck like a successful man. What I used to know is that behind every successful man, there is a successful woman. But this woman said there is a stupid woman because behind is not where you should belong to. So when God made you to be with that man, He did not make you to be behind. You are meant to be by his side. All right. In fact, the person said something that struck me. Said by the time God will make woman, He took out of the ribs from his side, not from his back. That means you have to be by the side. So being by the side is not trying to like rub shoulders, but as he's fulfilling his own destiny, you are fulfilling your own destiny, but there should be a link in between the two, like a kind of purpose that unites both of you together. So I will say this for every woman that I believe that, oh, getting married is all about life, having children is all about life, making delicious meals for my husband is all that I have to do. No, there are still so many things in you that you need to do to ensure that you also make impact on this planet Earth before you leave. Elizabeth is a woman. She's fulfilling her duty as a wife, and she's have a career to pursue. Marita also happy woman, happy mother of three wise men, a good wife, and fulfilling career ahead that she's pursuing as well, and she's doing fine. All right, so it shouldn't be the man alone that should have a career and a family working for him. Women also should have their career working for them, their business working, and the family also intact. So that's my conclusion this night to every woman out there, that you are not supposed to be behind the man. You should be right by his side, supporting him, and while you are fulfilling your purpose too. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you, Mr. Francis. Thank you, Mama Rita. I say thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for your comments and everything you have done tonight. So amazing. I learned a lot. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Samuel.
Thank
So
you so much.
yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to Elizabeth for you to give your final words and for you to say where people can watch you. I know you mentioned you guys here and your hubby has YouTube thing, so people can follow you as well and watch what you have to do every other day.
Okay, thank you, Mama, and thank you, everyone. It's been a fulfilling time here. For me, I just want to say, as I said earlier, the marriage, relationship, and all, it's not a bed of roses. As interesting as it is, there are periods where there are downtimes, let me just put it that way. But downtime is not end time. So the downtime is probably the time for you guys to reassess yourselves, look where you got things wrong, and how you can make things work out. But do not force yourself to make things work out. Work out things with who is ready to make things work out. And also in our marriages, when there are problems, it's not the time for us to shh. It's the time for us to go talk and analyze. And as well, the two of you being an accountability partner to each other, you need to have Maybe someone you look up to, could be someone who spiritually or emotionally or marriage wise sound than you guys, or who has been ahead of you, that you guys can you give you can share whatever problem you're going to, you're comfortable with though, and can actually advise you in the right way. So you should have someone as well you can talk to. Do not bottle in all the emotions, because when you bottle in all the emotions, there's a problem. The day everything will burst out, it will be like a spilled milk. So try as much as possible to resolve all conflicts, um, communicate, and also get help when you need help. Thank you. That will be all for me from me, Rara, tonight. Thank you so much. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
the time spent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Mr. Francis, I will have you have your own final words and what you have to say to our viewers.
Yes. Thank you, every one of you. I'm very much delighted. Um, thank you, Madam Rita and Madam Elizabeth, and also my brother Samuel. And this platform. What I want to say is that people, this platform is not only for a marriage people. No, it's totally for relationship and marriage. It's not only for marriage. So I would like you guys to come and follow the page and support the page, because you too will learn from this. You will learn from this, because however it be, however, you will one day join this battle. You will join it. There is no way. So in that case, I want you guys to join the page and support the page. And also, I want to thank all of you that are watching us. So, and I hope you guys will join us again on Sunday, whatever it is. And that's all. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Francis. Like
Thank
I
you.
like that you just highlight that this page is not only for married. I've been through my own journey before, and Miss Elizabeth through, and Mrs. Samuel. We have all been single before, so why would tackle the marital part? It's because now I'm speaking as a married woman. I'm not speaking as a single woman, but it's a lot of tips that I have to give you. Me being single and how was I able to stay in marriage for this long, and how am I doing it? It was not an easy journey for me as a Sierra Leonean, getting married to someone way across the other coast. We are West Africans, so it's not been easy. So please follow this page. It's a lot today. It's just a topic that we are talking about. And is it a good thing to be married? Yeah, it is a good thing. It's a blessing to be married. Yeah. While I was single, I was praying for God to bless me with someone. And so you want to know that journey as well. Elizabeth has great stories as well. We're going to post our YouTube channel. Samuel has a great story as well. And we miss Miss Ese Ayebene and Mr. Collins. They were supposed to join us today, but because of the internet and we were trying to connect them, they could not be here. Collins, I'm saying Elizabeth. Collins and
Me people in Salon, me people in Africa, in Salon, brother and sister.
No, definitely. No, we're talking about the people that were going to join us. They were the flyers. They were supposed to be here. So we want to say thank you. And you guys made a great effort. And I want to thank PROIB Blog, and I want to thank Bantu Blog. And for all of my beautiful viewers that are viewing us from Sierra Leone, I want to say thank you. And I want to thank all of my viewers in Nigeria as well, Ghana, wherever you're watching us from. I just want to say thank you for being part of
I
this.
thought that you want to see Tata to the local diet. So I will look at diet, Tata.
Oh my God, Francis, you're becoming annoying. I am going to do that. This is my show. Let me talk. Okay. Well, Francis is reminding me because for some reason I don't know why people feel like I'm not speaking a lot of Creole. I am so sorry. If I'm them, I'm so sorry. But last week, the entire program was on Creole, and I have
Yeah,
some
yeah.
my co-workers that are watching as well, they don't understand Creole as well. So I try to balance it out. So I hope you guys understand. I have people that are not Sierra Leoneans, so I cannot speak only Creole. So there's some programs that I would do. Probably what we do is we do a Creole session and we do an English session. So please bear with me.
Yeah.
I am just trying whatever comments or whatever solution you can find, but it's kind of not fair that people that are watching that are not Sierra Leoneans, they are only Black Americans or Hispanic Americans that don't understand Creole and they are watching. So I hope you understand. So please, I will come back in between and speak a little bit Creole in between, and probably that can capture it, but I can just speak the entire program Creole. Unless if like we're having a broadcast that is only Creole, probably PRO host, and we just speak only Creole. But I have other people that are watching or people that are part of my panel that are not Creole. So I hope you understand, Mr. Francis. So me come with the una with the watch, not to only people that we no more na Creole, no more na they talk, na then yeah. We get people themselves where they watch, with themselves na English, na in they understand, then get their own things where themselves they understand. But English, I feel say na the normal language where all man they speak. So lo una bear with we, more na not say this na so English no more na they speak. Me na salon person. But I they speak English because of people the way they watch, some of them not to salon people then. So
75%, yeah.
Yes. So I hope una all be out with we. Una all go able for adjust. If we just they do normal salon program, when I just Creole no more now they talk, then we can talk Creole. And then some of una self they complain where I talk the Creole, una say I not talk and fine. So una be out with me. Make a the patch and they go so kele. Yeah, I beg. So una all thank you. I want to tell una all plenty thank you. I want to say a big thank you to all of my amazing and beautiful for you guys to be here. Take time off from your family tonight. I want to thank you, Miss Elizabeth. I want to thank you for being here today. And Samuel Omotosho, I want to thank you as well. And for Collins SA, that you guys are not here, I want to thank you guys as well because you guys try so hard. And Mr. Francis, that is joining us all the way from the US. I want to say thank you as well, my brother. I really appreciate you. And for my back end, I want to say thank you for Mamadou. I want to say thank you for Alex Theo. I want to thank you for all of our spouse that are letting us do what we love to do best. I want to thank you guys as well. For my husband, Mr. Chief Christian, Mr. Hara, I want to thank you for letting me do what I love to do best. I want to thank you for Alex Theo, Christian, Maro. I want to thank you. And for the RS family, I want to thank you for letting me do what I love to do. And Elizabeth, thank you so much for being here. Samuel, thank you once again. And Mr. Francis, thank you once again. PROIB blog. Thank you for all my amazing and beautiful guests. I want to thank you all. We could not do this thing without you. So I want to thank you and happy Sunday. If you're celebrating your birthday today, I want to wish you happy birthday, wedding anniversary, or whatever you are believing God and you're thanking God for today. We want to thank God with you as well. So, Mrs. Shokol, we want to thank you. And Aminata, we want to thank you as well. So thank you till we see again. We want to say thank you from Table Talk. So good night and good evening, everyone, and have a blessed and good evening. Thank you. We're about to try. So bye-bye.
Bye.